Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone had an amazing day yesterday. We spoke about something kind of interesting, very high-end MB&F double chronograph, not a flyback. Okay, that would be disrespectful to refer to that watch as a flyback. It's much more than that and much more confusing. We spoke about that and compared it to a about $21 Casio, and I made the argument that they're actually more similar than you think. If you haven't seen that segment, check out yesterday's stream. We had a good time over there. But today we're also going to be talking about something that is very much out of my budget. I'm not in the correct tax bracket to ever partake of this. And it's kind of a very strange crossover that I never anticipated. So we're going to explore this because I don't think the title of this episode is really going to key people in to what exactly is going on. It is 7:18 a.m. Let's get down to business. So, who knows FP Journe? Ooh, very, very fancy, very impressive. And, they're like one of these crazy independents. Pretty much when you're looking at like bespoke Swiss timepieces, FP Journe is like peak, right? That is like the highest echelon of, I don't want to say snobbery, but like the only person that's going to top a Longa collector would be like a FP Journe collector, right? And the cool thing is FP Journe, he's not just an integral part of his own brand with his own bespoke watches. He's actually a prolific watchmaker who had his hands, no pun intended, in a lot of other brands. Like, for instance, one of my favorite watches, the Cartier Monopuçois, the Tortue monopusher, in one of the iterations, he actually was one of like 5 watchmakers that helped develop that movement, which is really, really cool. So this is a beautiful FP Journe, and see here, this is very important. Right here, if we can get a little closer, it says Le Restaurant. So why does it say Le Restaurant? It's like FP Journe the restaurant. Well, it might be because FP Journe has a restaurant in Geneva, which is not something I ever thought I would talk about on this channel, and I didn't even know it existed, okay? I'm more of a cheap Casio and Dino Nuggets guy, but the people here, I'm sure, are eating, like, foie gras and other illegal exotic meats and, like, showing each other their slaves and I was gonna say their sex slaves and their crazy bespoke FP Journe watches. So here it is, FP Journe Le Restaurant in Geneva. See some awesome orology here, of course, and it's very hoity-toity, and it's probably nothing I will ever be a part of. But this is what's interesting. They have a watch to celebrate a pretty momentous occasion. So this restaurant, if you've never heard of it, it's not your fault. It's only been open for a year, okay? And Hodinkee, I think that their content has gotten much better, and this is actually a very well-written opening. And it kind of, exemplifies exactly what FP Journe collectors are like. Finding a good restaurant is like discovering a good secret. You don't want to share it with too many people, but part of the fun is keeping the secret alive by making it worth knowing. So what are they saying? They're saying that these people want the inner circle. They want the FP Journes to remain unattainable, but they want enough people to know they exist, because if no one knows they exist, then they're not impressive, right? It's like, I spent 6 figures on this watch, but if you don't even know that I did, and you don't know that this watch is very cool, then it's not going to be impressive to you. So, I want you to know that it exists, so I can lure it over your head, but I don't want you to have it. Because again, if you have it also, then it's less cool. So it's all this like gatekeeping weird stuff. I think it's funny. I'm not like offended by that, but it's just such a perfect example of this upper crust haute érologie inner circle, right? So this restaurant, Le Restaurant FP Journe, has been open for only a year, and it's already been awarded a Michelin star. Now, what is a Michelin star? Well, if you're watching my channel, I assume you're somewhat sophisticated, because let's be honest, we are the most sophisticated watched channel on YouTube. But a Michelin star, it's actually really cool. People are like, Michelin? What is that, like the tires? No, it is actually. It is, because way back when, like in the olden days when cars were just coming out, Michelin was like, well, we have these service centers throughout, throughout the map, and we should have pamphlets there where we recommend various rest stops and restaurants for drivers. And there's a way that we can make money doing it, because we will give these restaurants a rating. The companies, the businesses, want us to give them a rating. So we're going to give them a rating. We might get a little bit of a kickback. We'll promote their business. They promote us. It helps us get even more of a grip on being an authoritative figure in a multitude of spaces, because now, you know, Michelin makes incredible tires, and apparently they are the arbiter of all that is good in the culinary world. And so anyway, if you get a Michelin star in your food establishment, it is very impressive. After only a year of opening, FP Journe in Geneva has a Michelin star, and they are releasing this watch. Now, here's what's interesting. You can get this, but you can't get it by your going to a specific boutique or anything. You can only get this is also it's a very strange way of putting it. You can only get the special edition Elegante, and it's the Le Restaurant edition, by going to the restaurant and eating there and, quote, expressing interest. That's just like a kind of coy way of saying, hey, I'm here, I'm rich, I want to buy the watch, and seeing if they'll sell it to you. So yes, that emphasizes its exclusivity, and it's a fun way to, you know, really celebrate the restaurant by saying, like, dude, this is the way to make yourself cool, even among other FP Journe collectors. Because you're like, oh, you have FP Journes? That's awesome, so do I. Yeah, but I got this one at the restaurant, and you can only get it at the restaurant. So this is a way to even hold yourself above other crazy, exorbitantly rich people. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool to see wristwatches kind of, you know, overlap into other sectors. It's not for me necessarily. It's not something that I am personally interested in experiencing. But I'm interested in it. Does that make sense? Like, I find it interesting. I find it intriguing that there is a very high-end watchmaker that also apparently is incredibly has a restaurant that makes incredibly desirable food according to Michelin rating system. So I think it's cool. You know what I think would make more sense would be a orological coffee shop. That might be an endeavor I would work on, right? Because you can just sip coffee and talk about watches and have a bunch of wristwatch related books and stuff. I think that's more like watch related, but rich people tend to like expensive watches and fine dining. So that's, I mean, this is, again, beyond my budget, so I would not ever be in a position. I could probably eat at the restaurant, but I definitely would not be in the market for an FP Journe limited edition. Looks like I can't even tell if these are these gemstones or are these rivets? Oh, they're rivets. They're rivets. They're rivets. Cool. Industrial watch. I mean, we've seen this design before, but this one's red and it's Le Restaurant edition. Look at that. Who says that these can't be beautiful? Man. Very nice. Very, very nice. But not for me. Gorgeous. Luminescent. Just want to show you some picky pickies. This is the chef de cuisine. Looks good on the wrist, man. And there's some exploded designs of FP Journe movements. They're look at that. The knives and the scales of the knives. It looks like components, movement components, frozen in what seems to be like lacquer or acrylic. That's a nice touch. That's very interesting. He invents and he cooks. Let's see what the comments say about this. Off topic, but Shetsu Kanon, pictured in the article, is most excellent, delicious representation of Bordeaux's right bank. Might be good to be FP Journe. The elegant is great and usable. That's it. You know what Kevin O'Leary... Anytime I see Kevin O'Leary mentioned, I have to chuckle. Actually, it seems overall pretty positive. There's only 18 comments here, but overall it seems pretty positive. So I would like to see what my comment section thinks about this. Jean Cartier is here. Lay is here. I like the color of the Elegante in the thumbnail. I like that very much. Don't make fun of me for liking Dino Nuggets, guys. Balut John is here. Design Atelier. Greetings from Aruba. Doug Rosenthal. Understand Michelin Guide is considered restaurant industry standard, but how valid can the reviews be if they only rate restaurants in certain international cities? Jean Cartier, I'm a sucker for it, but unfortunately I don't have the funds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This is good. This is for like the ultra rich. But either way, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Would you ever eat here? Do you own an FP Journe? And if you own an FP Journe, how jealous are you of the people that ate here and got one of these? Look at that. This is a much better picture, actually. I think it's a really nice looking watch. It's very interesting. But let me know what you think in the comment section. I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. I can